It was like, is it the right time? And then I'm like,
I'm not sure.
Okay. You gonna go loud?
Yeah, I don't need a mic if you can tell. No, a lot of situations that occurs with officers when unfortunately we get shot at, we get injured on the job, it affects our mindset. And sometimes that little 2 or 3 minute we need is like our little comfort zone. We need to get back into the world. You know, we hurt, we cry, you know, we're human. And it's a tough job. We chose a tough job, and in this city, of course, there's a lot of crime that goes on, and it is dangerous. And if we feel that way, I speak for myself at least, it's a time that we're getting ourselves together out of our thoughts and being prepared for what our next job is or what other encounter we're gonna have. So a lot of us, you know, when we're to ourselves is because you don't know what job we went into, a burning building, shot at, and we just, you know, like to recollect our thoughts and all that. And that's a nice speak for myself.
I also would like to piggyback off that. Like what I was gonna say is like we're in thought of what we're gonna go to next.
Right.
And so we're listening to a radio that's nonstop. Sometimes we have 2, 3 jobs pending. So we're trying, before we get there, we're trying to plan ahead, like
Right.
how we're gonna handle this. You know, the who, what, where, when, why, how, because. So that we can get all the facts. You know how they say, just the facts, ma'am, just the facts? Well, that's kind of true. We want to get the facts of what's happening so that we can service you better and move on. Sometimes we're, you know, dealing with our own brother in blue. We just had an officer commit suicide. We had another officer that had a heart attack right there, boom, in the middle of talking to coworkers and passed. Like that hurts us. That's our fact. That could be any one of us. So there's just sometimes, and when you say we look, yeah, we look to see what's happening. You know, some people hide things. You know, the drug, the gun. So it's kind of like we're thinking, but even if you did that, you would take us out of that blind zone. And hey, wow, that was really nice. I love it. I honestly love when somebody says, hey, officer, how you doing? How's it going? Be safe. Thank you for your service. You know, it changes. It also changes like, wow, that was really nice of that young man or that young girl to think that much of us. Wow, that was really nice. That made my day. So then it goes on, and then it's kind of that gift of giving. You just made me smile. So let me try to do that to somebody else.
And what Waldemar said about communication is really key. Me thinking I was born and raised in Humboldt Park, and so when I moved to Portage Park, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna see as many police officers flying down the streets. There's not gonna be any gangas, like all those things. Well, earlier in the school year, my son, he goes to a Catholic school by my house. I start seeing police officers flying down my block, and I'm like, okay. Then all of a sudden, I'm being told on the news that they're at my son's school. So I'm literally there. And I'm running down the street. I was running, yes. I get there, I'm out of breath, but I'm texting Waldemar, like, what's going on? Clearly, he has nothing to do with Chicago police. He's in Cicero, but I'm still texting Waldemar. And I'm like, they won't talk to the parents. We were all sitting there, and he had to just remind me, he's like, you're a parent. And so as much as I partner and work with police officers, for my work, my everyday job, I had to remember in that time frame, I'm excited, I'm nervous, anxiety is there because they shut down, my kid is 5, they shut down his school, SWAT was coming in. What happened was there was an individual who attempted to rob a bank who was held up across the street. And if he began to shoot, it would have went straight into my son's school. And so as a parent, there were other parents who started throwing F words and stuff like that. Okay, I had to like reframe, communication is key. So I took 2 steps forward and said, excuse me, officer, are we allowed to go in and get our kids? And he was like, no ma'am, we can't let nobody in and out. And I'm Waldemar, they won't let me get my baby. And then he goes, if you bring your kid out and they start shooting, you're putting your child at greater risk. And I really did, when they finally were allowing us to go get our kids, and I showed my son, it's important because he's 5, and to this day he still talks about that. We thanked the officers as we were walking out with our children because it was important to us as parents that they saw those faces because they barricaded our kids in a bathroom, and that's traumatic for a 5-year-old. But for me, communication was all key. As much as we want to lose everything, so that hi went out the window. I was not saying hi. I was not I, as a parent, wanted my child out of the classroom, but I had to let the police officers do their job.